Hello, and welcome to Movie of the Year's State of the Franchise. Sort of an important check-in on all of our favorite cinematic universes that probably have kind of taken a hit this year. 2020 was pretty rough on all of us, including franchises, kind of contending with all that was in the news. I think a lot of our most recent installments kind of got pushed to the wayside. So I think it's important for us to take this time, sort of celebrate.
A stolen election will do that, Kate.
A stolen election will do that. Yes. Thank you, Greg. Wonderfully true. With me today are the wonderfully truthful Greg.
Obviously, everybody, that was it. That was a little joke, a little fun I can have.
No. You just got your tagline, which is wonderfully true.
How sad would it be? I think about this all the time. I know I'm the one that made that joke, but how sad would it be if we made a joke like that and then we did get popular, like in the alt-right? We had like abandon the show
I'd
or
lean
something.
into it. No, I'd be like, guys, we got to make that money.
Wouldn't we just walk away from it? No, we'd lean into it. Okay, go on.
No, I honestly, it would depend on how funny I found it and for how long. That would be
the
my
problem.
litmus test.
Yeah, that's how Ann Coulter. I'm
hoop.
sure that's how Ann Coulter started.
No,
she
she
thought
was
it was
doing.
just going to
You
be
guys,
a lark.
Ann Coulter was doing a bit.
Yeah, she had started as the Crypt Keeper
She got
on that
locked
show,
in the bit.
and then now she's just been doing it the whole time. She doesn't know how to get out anymore.
Have you seen the video of Kellyanne Conway doing stand-up?
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
It's brutal. It's brutal twofold. One, it's horrible to watch because it's terrible content. And also, I'm thinking about, like, fuck, what if I become a conservative talking head in 40 years and you see exactly how bad my stand-up was at my college improv night? Part of me has sympathy for. Mike,
Yes.
you ever do bad improv?
Oh, yeah, nothing but. I once did an improv where a guy literally, I was like, want an ice cream cone? And he was like, that's not ice cream. And I froze and didn't know what to do because he broke the one rule we had learned in class.
Dude, that was the
No,
wrong
that's-
rule.
That's accurate improv
Yeah.
because you froze much like an ice cream cone. You became the ice cream
Yeah,
cone.
you missed the poeticism, Mike.
Yeah, when I was sweating and shitting my pants, I didn't realize how poetic it all was.
You should have just looked into the audience and been like, "Mom."
Mom!
Wow. An incredible Brechtian improv performance from you.
So, yeah, state of the franchise of improv is, I think it's doing well because it was hard for people to improvise while nobody could be in person.
Yeah,
so
you're
at least
right.
live improv is dead. Long live live improv.
Long live Zoom improv. Zoomprov, if you will. Ryan,
Yes.
how's the
Jesus
state
Christ,
of
how
your
long did
franchise?
that take?
LA Clippers over there.
I just sat here forever not talking at all. But I'm so happy to be on the show, Kate. Thank you for having me.
You're very, very welcome. Okay, I think it's time for us to lock into some of these franchises. Do you gentlemen agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I do
abstain.
think that 2020 I think that it showed us what is important. You know, like there are some franchises that were like, well, fuck it. And Trolls World Tour came out. And we're probably not going to talk about the Trolls franchise. I really got to give it up to the franchises who were like, 2021, and just move their movie ahead a year.
We'll see you then.
I think that's going to be helpful for them.
I think it's going to be helpful for them, though there is helpful in one specific way, because there is a truth, just like the friendships we found that were the most important to our lives, and therefore one of the 5, people you stayed in contact in the past 20 years or past year. I think the franchises that were able to alleviate some of this horrible fucking time, I think are going to make a larger impact than anything that comes out in 2021. I think the things that really affected us, the things that were there when we were miserable, might kind of be really good for these franchises.
Totally agree.
On the flip side, though, I think that the best thing for you to do if you're a franchise is just to not release a movie.
Yeah, chill, dude. Right?
And then everybody's like, oh, I still love that, instead of being...
Especially if you were overexposed as fuck, which some of these franchises, they just got too hot. They got overheated. Inflation took over.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you're right. A good, just as it was in all of our lives, a forced pause can sometimes be quite revelatory. So let's lock in. The first one that I want to talk about is the DC extended universe. So this year we got Wonder Woman 1984 and Birds of Prey.
2 stinkers.
One stinker and one good movie.
Okay, I would love to hear, Mike.
Yes.
How are you feeling about the state of the DCEU franchise?
Since its inception, it has always been like Rocky, and this year continued
The
that. Not
Rocky
like Rocky the
franchise.
Boxer. Not like Rocky the Boxer. But ups and downs, and it gave us, it was very good and experimental and great in the beginning of the year with Birds of Prey, and Ryan's one of the stinkers, and then it was dog shit. They ruined their most valuable, most well-liked property in Wonder Woman 1984. So they're proving they still don't know what the fuck to do with movies, and I think they will continue stumbling along like a deer that's been shot.
Honestly, their best wire-to-wire movie, because even in their really good movies, they have not managed yet to like put together a movie that is good from beginning to end. The closest to me
is it Shazam?
No, it's not Shazam. It has a really weak first act. Shazam takes a really long time to get going, and by the time you're about to quit on it, it suddenly morphs into this extremely funny movie, and you're like, I was just about to give up. Why did you wait so long to do this?
I hear
it's
that's Greg, that was your dating strategy back in the day, right?
My dating strategy was overwhelm one woman with kindness and love, marry her as quickly as possible, and then die next to her 80 years later. And honestly, the plan's going really well. So.
What if it didn't, though?
Yeah, I mean, that's life, right?
Hey, man, whatever happens. All I can do is love and move forward.
But I think Birds of Prey is that wire-to-wire movie. We are like very divided in this house about whether or not we like Birds of Prey. But I think without being saccharine and annoying, it's actually one of the strongest feminist superhero movies that we have. It really feels, and I could be totally wrong, but it really feels to me like an authentic version of like women supporting women. And there are times in that movie where just women complement each other, which you don't see a lot. You just don't. And like it telling each other they're cool and stuff. I don't know. I like that every
like
time
admiring
that happens.
moves.
No, in a
like,
true like Bechdel sense. The thing that's awesome, and I can speak from primary experience, the thing that's awesome about being a woman is other women. The thing that's cool about it is the emotional support that comes from those types of relationships. And you never see that represented even in quote feminist films, even if you like cite Ocean's 8 or something, right? Where that is the thing that is missing, is the thing that brings joy in the relationship from one woman to the other. And that takes someone who like understands what it is to like be a part of a team with other women and celebrate the fun, light parts of that. I loved Harley Quinn. I thought that Birds of Prey was great.
If women like other women, then what is their problem then? Who else is there that is making...
And where is the problem coming from? I don't...
See, women like women, men like women. I don't know. It seems like it's going pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just... Honey, this is called logic.
The thing that I was not a fan of Birds of Prey. I thought it was dumb.
Yeah, because you don't like women.
Yeah.
Because I don't like women, obviously. But the thing that Birds of Prey and Shazam were both missing, if we can use that word, is this one single person.
Batman.
Batman.
Batgirl.
The news today was Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams are going to band together to make a new Superman movie, and that Superman is probably going to be black. And I really want to reiterate that I think that Birds of Prey was sort of a misfire, but Zack Snyder is solely responsible for... And, like, that's the only time that you will ever use the word soul around Zack Snyder.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
He is just an awful storyteller and filmmaker and understander of the human condition. Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams, I do think, could change DCEU's outlook in over the next year.
Like, now, you think that the pair of them, even if they don't become DCEU's Feige, just other people will look at what they do and they're like, oh, and move on.
I don't know how stoked you guys are for Justice League, the 4-hour Snyder cut that is coming.
It's been a while since I've rage watched something, so I'm pretty excited about that.
And at this point, we know that Joss Whedon is a horrible piece of shit person.
Yeah.
But Zack Snyder is, although maybe a better guy, a much worse filmmaker.
Yeah, that's a problem when you start cutting out the Bryan Singers of the world and you start really getting like nice guys who aren't all that good at their jobs.
Then we just have to watch their movies then, and their movies aren't good.
Wait, I have a quick question for you guys. Just in terms of like prettiness / crushability, are you Wonder Woman men or Harley Quinn?
Oh, Wonder Woman by a lot.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
I have...
Harley Quinn's fun. She's funny.
Right. Yeah, she does tell me that she is, yes.
Oh.
Ryan's into statuesque.
Come on, Kate. Women aren't funny.
Better than.
He's
I
into
was supposed to say that.
Well, wait. Into the statuesque. Which one isn't? Question mark.
Well, Harley Quinn isn't statuesque, right?
Tell
she
me.
has a personality.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes statuesque, not in physique, but in personality.
Both. But yeah, like Gal Gadot is like tall and
athletic,
carved from Marvel. Yeah, and Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is a more of a person.
Yeah, agreed. So you're Harley Quinn.
I have her tattooed on my leg. I can't say I'm
Do you
not,
really?
So I do.
That's insane, Mike.
He has the animated series.
I have the
one,
animated.
though.
Yeah, I'm not a creep. I have the animated.
I'm not
version.
a creep. I jerk off to the cartoon.
Yeah,
Greg. What about you? Are you Wonder Woman or Harley Quinn?
That's a very tough choice. I guess Wonder Woman. I think in my personal life I'm more of a attracted to Harley Quinn type women, but I just find
as a professional.
I just find Gal Gadot very she's so striking. She's maybe
she's really striking.
Yeah, and Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
how dumb.
unlike
I don't know.
the dog Margot
yeah,
Robbie.
I don't choose. I don't choose. It feels so gross.
There's enough Greg to go around.
There's enough Greg to go around. Yes, right.
Just to make our listeners very upset, I'm Amber Heard from Aquaman. So everybody deal with that.
Everyone's
shit.
upset. Amber Heard, why you have to be so pretty and make it so hard for us? Okay, let's move on to our next universe, which is of course Marvel. So
how did we do DC before Marvel? What the fuck is going on, Kate?
That's why Kate's hosting.
Ryan, I'm sorry, but you gave me the document, and that's the one you put in first. So again,
I thought I could just scream that out without you
doxing you.
Kate, what you need to know is we blame the board here. We don't throw anybody under the bus. We all say the board fucked up.
The board fucked up. Okay, so then where does that put me?
No, so you're blaming the board, not Ryan, right now.
Yeah, but Ryan was blaming me. So
yeah, Ryan doesn't follow the rules. He's an
it's
asshole.
sort of an ad hominem attack that I'm kind of responding
Yes.
to. So,
No, I understand.
I was just about to say the My Chemical
Romance, the MCR.
Oh shit, that universe is doing great.
Okay, actually,
that universe is timeless and is actually aging incredibly.
That is a universe, though, right? It is Umbrella Academy and
God, that's
Doom
so
Patrol.
True. Culture, yeah.
Last year, the videos came out of him on the what was that tour called? The Taste of Chaos, when he was just like, "There's bands out here trying to film girls' tits, fuck them," and then everybody's like, "That was Census Fail." He's saying, "Fuck Census Fail." Gerard Way has always been great.
Gerard Way rocks. He was one of my first crushes. That was one of my first favorite bands. I remember listening to Black Parade when I was in the 5th grade, and it kind of changed my relationship to music. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Oh wow.
So. Okay,
I was fully an adult. I had voted for the president when that movie
Seriously, I
voted
in
for Gerard Way.
I was in college. I was attending college. How gross. That was so long ago for me that I had it on my iPod.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing, Greg, is so did I. Because in my age group, I had an iPod at 5th grade.
And of course, it would be the same technology because it was the same time period.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So but to actually address the universe that we have said that we desire to address. So nothing came out in 2020 except for WandaVision.
Except for WandaVision.
Except for WandaVision, which I have not seen. I've heard a lot of praise. Were you guys fans?
Still am. Just was. It's on. It's amazing.
As an outsider, my understanding is that they are taking it to like a tertiary cinematic universe, right? Like they're bringing in a new crop of stars and like action heroes, right? Is it different or
this show as it goes on is starting to feel like they might use it sort of as a way to introduce a whole new, like the kind of universe you're talking about, but it's been more hinted at than anything else. There was the actor that was Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men movies is in the show. So it's sort of like hinting and winking at the idea that maybe they're going to align the X-Men universe through WandaVision or something, which, but I think it's still a lot of potential at this point and not a lot finalized.
Yeah, I think more than anything, what's smart about their Disney Plus plan, and we're only talking 2020, is people's favorite characters from the comics are not getting highlighted in the movies because Wanda and Vision are not big characters in the movies, but now they can really dig into them and what makes them tick. And that's just smart franchising, baby.
Because all these characters, when the books are popular, it's like you spend time with them and they're just bullshitting around.
Yeah.
And that's what you enjoy. That's why you love the characters.
Yeah.
The other thing, though, that we have to talk about, though, is that Chloe Zhao is having a Marvel movie in 2021. Are you fucking shitting on my nuts?
I know.
I'm shitting right on your nuts.
And you like it. You love it.
It's warm at first.
Yeah. No, in terms of sensory experience, empirically pleasant.
I like that morning brown right on my nut.
Gotta get your morning brown.
Did you guys see the reviews?
Don't talk to me till I've had my morning brown.
All right. I'll poop on your nuts.
Just shut up.
Did you guys see the people coming out of watching the Eternals and what their reaction was? And just saying that, like, this is, people were coming out of it and saying, I've never seen a movie like this. Like, she has, like, they don't think of it as a Marvel movie anymore. They were like, all right, fine. What are you, a woman? Here's the Eternals, a Marvel franchise that nobody gives a shit about.
Mm-hmm. And nobody ever gets right.
Right. And apparently it is supposed to be, like, drop on your knee, amazing.
Yeah.
And then we also have Black Widow.
That's
hell yeah.
And I mean, and there's a Spider-Man movie, and there's Logan. There's so many things coming out, but like I think what's smart about this era, where in 2021 we're getting bookended in WandaVision and then Eternals. Everybody's complaint from Marvel has been they're not adventurous. They have a house style that can be boring.
Yeah.
And so now they're saying instead of resting on their laurels and really leaning into the style they created, they're like, "Fuck you, then.
Yeah.
We're gonna do whatever we want and break it down."
And WandaVision sort of did that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that the universe is so huge. It's its own production company at this. I mean, literally. So having, to me, this, like, experimental wing, I mean, that's research and development almost, right? Like, they're throwing new directors and new actors at new projects and seeing what sticks, because they've got enough capital in order to do that. And I think that what that means is that now that they've kind of run out of the, primary canon or whatever, we're going to see a lot of stuff that's going to make it actually interesting again. Because I'm a Marvel fan, I'm a comic book fan, but in terms of watching the movies, I probably tapped out after the first 4 or 5, and so
you're crazy.
Which I know I am. Honestly, it's just like a financially unstable model for those of us who live in Brooklyn and work in, quote, podcasting.
This is the thing, though, with this is the thing with MCU and DCEU, is that I grew up a Marvel fan, and I know that it sounds biased, but like Marvel did it all slowly, and now they get to try new things.
Mm-hmm.
And DC is like, I want to do it fast
Yeah.
and try things poorly.
Yeah.
And those aren't the same.
That's what happens when you're second to the gold rush. Like you are not, you don't have the comfort of forging your own path. And so what you're trying
failing,
to do, and it being okay, and being able to, like,
right.
There's a benchmark
Learn
to
new
which
things,
you're already comparing yourself. That makes it creatively more difficult, especially, I don't know, when you're working with flubs, when you've already had mistakes. It's one thing to come out the gate with Iron Man. And I mean, literally,
it's playing with scared money, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're always afraid and making everything by committee, you're never going to make anything good.
Yeah.
But then for DC to come out with their first movie be DC's Iron Man, and for him to just walk around being like, I'm DC's Iron Man. Like, that's
I'm
not a good movie.
a different guy. It's the same name, but it's a different guy.
Did you hear? Never mind.
No, Kate, I didn't.
No, I realize that maybe I don't want to lock into a critique. I believe that people are saying that you're not allowed to say "crazy train" anymore, and yeah,
What's the name of the song?
Yeah, but no, crazy as a derogatory term. But I feel like we don't need to get into the politics of PC culture here. So, do we have any last minute MCU stuff before we go to break?
I'm so excited for Black Widow. I'm so excited for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But guys, I think that The Eternals is going to be in the bracket for best movie of 2021. I think that it's going to be amazing.
You heard it here. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go to break, and when we're back, we'll launch into our next franchise.
Hola, Filterinos. I just wanted to interrupt real briefly and say thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. If you want to support us a little more directly, you can go to patreon.com/yourpopfilter. There, depending on what tier you pick, $1 a month, $5 a month. If you're crazy, anything more than $5 a month, don't do that. You can get extra content. There's extra shows, extra series, behind-the-scenes stuff. You could pay for Ryan to draw you a picture. I can write you a poem. You can get the shirts off our very own backs. All of that and so much more over at patreon.com/yourpopfilter. While you're on the internet, you should check out Shady Monk. He does all the tunes you've been listening to. He's on Bandcamp, he's on Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever kids get their music these days that I'm too old to know. Shady Monk lives there. You can probably follow him on Twitter and Instagram as well. That's Shady Monk. Wherever you get music, check him out.
Welcome back, everyone. We are ready to launch into our next state of the franchise. Guys, Star Wars had The Mandalorian Season 2 come out this year. Mandalorian Season 3 and the Book of Boba Fett is coming out next year. What?
Those aren't movies, Kate. Those are not movies.
I think that's probably true.
I'm going to level with you. You're right about that.
I'm going to be honest. If I were a betting man.
In this new multimedia world, it doesn't have to be a movie. It's all connected. And if you're Star Wars, you're going to ignore your movies for a while.
Ryan, the violence of you forcing me into a genre is actually incredibly unwoke of you.
I'm just saying this. First of all, the show is called Movie of the Year, so how dare you? Second of all,
Media of the Year.
I can't believe how little I want. After Episode 9 and Solo, and after Mandalorian, how little I want a Star Wars movie, and how much I would just want TV shows from here on out.
Ryan,
wait,
when was the
speak of
last
that.
time you saw Solo?
I was that one night in the movie theater, Greg.
Go back
Yeah,
and
of
revisit Solo now that you've seen how bad Episode
Absolutely
9
never.
was. Ryan, do yourself a favor.
Can't there
Go
be
back.
kinds of bad that you still don't like, even if one's worse than the
Yeah,
other? It doesn't mean I
compare
won't watch
them.
the
No,
other.
I think. Wait, hold on, because I think that there is something very interesting and unaddressed so far. And I think, Ryan, why do you think a TV show in that universe is going to be more fruitful or more interesting than a film? Like, what is it that you're seeing?
That's a good way of framing it. Here's a better way to frame it. I want some artiste, some auteur to come in and handle shit for the whole time, like Favreau has done with The Mandalorian, which is borderline perfect, as opposed to Ron Howard. Shit, we're shooting Solo in 4 days. Can you come with the set? Or J.J. Abrams, right? Is that him?
Uh huh.
That's the one.
That's the guy.
You got to come back for Episode 9. Also, we made Episode 8. Also, you hated it. Can you fix everything in Episode 9? These are terrible things that have happened.
Once again, to quote me, playing with scared money, that I mentioned last night, where their TV, they're like, nobody gives a shit about TV. Do whatever you want. And with the movies, they're like, there's so much anticipation. This has to be perfect. And then they freak out and have painted themselves into a corner of bad movies.
If you want to put goddamn Jon Favreau in charge of the next movie, the next 10 movies, then I'm in. Otherwise, shut the fuck up and give me TV shows.
No, it's actually going to Vince Vaughn, they decided. So
Wait, which Star Wars pieces? Is he Mandalorian? Has he done anything else?
Yeah, well, he's not just Mandalorian there, Kate. He also made The Jungle Book, which kicked off the whole fucking Disney stuff.
Well, he also friggin' made, I'm sorry, does anyone hear the word elf?
Yeah, he also made Elf.
Swingers.
In fact, I'm pretty sure he wrote Elf.
He also fucking directed Iron Man, the movie that kicked off the MCU.
yeah.
Wow,
He also
not
dated Monica
celebrate
Geller
enough.
and fought
He also
UFC
fucking-
friends.
Fight on the
No,
octagon.
wow, he's got
He
his
should be in
fingers
the Hall of Fame.
in all the puddings, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely.
He's money, but he doesn't know that he's money.
None more
Yeah.
pudding than Courtney Cox's vagina.
Also, one time my wife saw him outside the Pantages, and he was kind of slyly looking around, like, does anyone recognize that it's me,
Yeah.
Jon Favreau? And he was a little less famous then than he is now. Like, he hadn't been as successful. Elf,
Yeah.
I think, had just come out. And my wife, who's beautiful, looked
My
at
wife.
him. Yeah, totally. Looked at him and made eye contact just long enough, and he kind of nodded at her, like, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
Jon
yeah.
Favreau.
Thank you for noticing. I appreciate
Yeah, because I am Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Also, can we give it up to a celebrity who got famous as an actor, gained 150 pounds.
Yep.
And then was just like, nope, this is me. And never tried to get rid of the pounds. He's just that from now on.
No, and that is the privilege of being a man, is gaining 150 pounds. And the thing you think is, wow, I've still got a lot going for me. That's what it's like. That is the difference. Is Jon Favreau is gaining all that weight and just being like, fuck, man, I am funny.
That's how Dad did it. That's how I'm doing it.
No, it's how everyone should do it. And men are the only one brave enough.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not brave enough. I am not comfortable when I gain weight.
And yet you persist.
Because I
do something every day that makes you uncomfortable.
What I admire most about you, Mike, is how much you push your comfort zone when it comes to your own fucking weight.
This is hurtful.
Whatever it takes to become a bigger person, right, Mike?
Oh, this is good. Roast them.
This is great. My therapist said for my body dysmorphia, I should just have more roasts about my weight.
You should be mocked by someone who is in worse shape than you.
Yeah.
Mike, I try to do more podcasts throughout the week with you, but you eat them all. I don't even know if there's like Star Wars movies on the books really right now. I think they're like,
just 18
fuck
shows.
Just D+. Here we go.
Yeah. I think I feel like they're exhausted.
So I would say
that's what their work is showing me.
They need to do what when they wanted to come out with a video game for Star Wars, but they wanted it not to be beholden to anything that had happened. They're just like, this is 900 years before the movies.
The technology.
That's what they need to do with the new movies. Yeah, like it's just like it's way later, and nobody remembers any of that stuff anymore. Star Wars.
A long, short time ago in a galaxy far there. I don't know.
I think what they need to do is they need to realize the promise.
A galaxy far. I don't know. Everything's relative.
Yeah.
It's not so far away. I wouldn't want to walk, but they need to realize the unrealized promise of the 8th movie, which is to completely radically move away from anyone named Skywalker, Palpatine, Yoda, and for the movies. And they need to just go and they just have a complete clean slate.
And not listen to what you think is 100% of the fans, but it's actually just 1% of the fans being very loud, complaining about it. Tell them to shut the fuck up and just do what works.
Yeah. Just make a good movie that will last forever. I don't know why you would do anything else. It seems like a waste of fucking time.
We do it every night on the show.
Make a good movie.
Yeah, for the ears, for the ears of the listeners, it's epic. But I think the franchise as a whole, Star Wars, is doing okay. It's just weird when your strongest entrants are like your video games, TV shows, your comic books, and the thing that like spawned all of that, the movies, like you won't consider making because of how bad they're coming out. It's such a weird topsy-turvy universe.
The movies that work are just the first 3, and it's because there was no adulation. They were just trying to make a cool, pulpy thing. And every movie that came since was like, had to suck the dick of Star Wars. And it was like, oh, you're so great. Oh, my God. And now the comics, the video games, the shows are just like, what if we make cool shit in this world?
What if we, like, willingly, joyfully sucked the dick of Star Wars?
I don't know about you, but that's the way I like to do it.
Yeah, right?
I don't want it to be a job for anybody.
Make a day of it.
No, it's a blow activity.
A blow
leisure time, yeah. Blow recreation. That is the problem, is that there is nothing that can capture... I don't want to say the innocence, because I feel like that isn't exactly what it is, but the thrill of those first 3 movies somehow can still be felt to this day. And I don't know what that special sauce is. Is it just a lack of self-awareness that lets itself have fun? Is that what it is? That it isn't referring to this bloated canon? Like, what do you think is the difference?
The one thing that I have seen that has done it is the Hunger Games 3 Part 1, the Hunger Games 4. That's the one that really sold it, how like they are confident in being a franchise. I think The Mandalorian did it because it was somebody who really understood Star Wars as it was. And also, it's weird because it did not listen to the backlash of fans, but it also didn't have backlash of fans. The only time it had backlash of fans is when it said, hey, we accidentally cast a bigot. and we don't want to work with her anymore. And then you get the backlash of fans. And to that,
I'm just gonna turf her out.
Yeah, don't be fans.
Yeah. Also, they do got Baby Yoda.
Right.
Yeah.
And Baby Yoda's so cute.
MCU
Well, he's
is
a
coming
baby.
for Baby Yoda.
Well, he's so baby. True.
Yeah. His ears are very big, but the rest of him is very small.
MCU is going
you know
to
what?
trade Hawkeye for Baby Yoda. And
Well, let's think about it. So let's just use some logic. So what is it that we know is working? Baby Yoda. What does Baby Yoda have? Huge ears. Okay. Huge ears in the Star Wars universe. I feel like we already have a step up. We have a step forward. Tiny green. If we just start making every single character Baby Yoda,
Yes.
I don't know if
Yodaverse.
anyone would have a problem. The Yodaverse.
The Babu
God's
Frank
honest-
origin movie?
No, what it is Minions, but Yoda style.
Yes.
Yes, minions.
Minyodas.
I was about to interject in this conversation, but I'm not going to. Let's move on.
Excellent. Let's actually take a quick break, and when we're back, we'll lock into what Ryan has termed Monsterverse. Wait.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening so far. And let me just tell you that everything ahead of this commercial is much better than what came before it. That's my guarantee. While I have you here, let me tell you about a website. It's called yourpopfilter.com. And it's everything you need that's related to Pop Filter. Everything Mike, everything Ryan, everything Greg, everything Cassie, everything is there at yourpopfilter.com. While you're there, go to yourpopfilter.com/Amazon. Make that your new Amazon bookmark and do your shopping from there. That way, we get a little piece of the action and Amazon doesn't. Make sure you're also listening to everything that Pop Filter has to offer, which includes the Superhero Show, a podcast that covers every single TV show that's based on a comic book or comic book property, and Movie of the Year, where we sit down and try and figure out what is the single greatest movie of any given year. That's Superhero Show. That's Movie of the Year. And that's yourpopfilter.com. Rate, subscribe, review. Bye.
And we're back. We're back to discuss the, quote, Monsterverse. So apparently nothing's come out in this year that can really qualify as the Monsterverse, but we can expect in let's take it back. In 2019, we had Godzilla, King of the Monsters. In 2021, we can expect Kong vs. Godzilla. Tell me, guys, how are you feeling about the state of this franchise?
I don't think I've seen anything in this franchise, and I cannot tell you how pumped I am for Kong versus Godzilla.
I thought this was another Fast and Furious where all my friends were really into it. I've been trying to play catch up.
Taylor is just crazy into it, so it seems like everybody's into it.
Okay. The boys' feed absolutely exploded.
Did you see that trailer?
When the trailer came out, and so I was like, oh, we care about the monsters.
Okay.
And so I was like, I had no idea we cared about these monsters. And so then I started doing my homework, and now I've seen... I think I saw one of them.
Kong Skull
I saw
Island
one of them
is dope,
where they
and
were
it's the
fighting.
only one I've seen. But I enjoyed that, so I bet this one will be cool too.
I also saw Kong Skull Island, and I like how Mike says it, which is Kong Skull Island. Like, come to Kong Skull. It's your favorite island.
Kong Skull.
The Catskill Mountains, where a lot of Jewish comedians got their start.
Exactly.
But I feel like
have you seen these under the ground dwellers?
I feel like this is
It's called the Monster Belt.
for any movie for me. Like if it's like Meryl Streep from the Mamma Mia franchise versus Godzilla, then I'm gonna go see that fucking movie, Streep versus Godzilla. I don't care what's going on. I just want to see franchises fight each other.
Okay, so I haven't seen any of the modern like Kongverse to say. I've seen the first 3 adaptations. So we have the original with the little wooden monkey climbing up the little toy thing. And then there's the 70s one with the hot babe who has a puka shell necklace. And then there's the Naomi Watts one, Peter Jackson, with them huge maggots that got the mouths.
Mm-hmm. That was so awful.
Up.
Yeah,
so
that was awful.
that is my relationship to the Kong. I mean, everything about King Kong both sounds fascinating and like a perfect movie, like Titan. But also, and tell me if I'm wrong, like kind of a loaded thing, like just King Kong, because so much of it is about like his relationship to these women. I don't know. In the past, it's been very much like an eroticized relationship.
There's racial stuff. There's sexism stuff for sure. But that's why when he's just against Godzilla, all that goes away.
You're right. You're right.
Ryan disagrees.
No. It's all about how all of these countries are fighting each other. But if these countries could just stand up and punch each other right in the fucking jaw and launch missiles at each other, that's how war should work. And I agree.
He has an axe the size of a aircraft carrier. Come on, it's gonna be awesome.
Actually, Monarch is a multinational organization that has people from a bunch of different countries that are all working together to try to save us from the Titans. And I know this because I saw the King of the Monsters movie.
There's something fascinating that after the MCU, it's the only successful shared universe, but nobody has seen the movies. It's bananas.
What
How about this,
happened?
Kate? Can I say this?
Yes, sir.
All other Kong and Godzilla movies were bullshit, but Kong versus Godzilla is going to be a huge thing.
That makes total sense. I mean, I know this is separate from this specific universe, but in terms of like school of genre, very much similar. Whatever happened to the Guillermo del Toro like Pacific Rim universe? Because that shit rocked. And did that have Godzilla in it? I don't recall.
No, just
it had kaijus,
which is the
Godzilla-like.
And then the Godzilla one had Bryan Cranston and Aaron Taylor.
That's part
Johnson.
of the monster universe.
That's part of the monster universe.
Yeah, and that's legit part of this universe.
I remember that movie, and that movie ruled. That was fun.
Pacific Rim has to be one of the most disappointing movies I've ever seen. What a pile of dirty shit. Yeah.
I went tanked with a bunch of friends, and it was still boring. That's how you know it's a bad movie.
Wow. Yeah, no, I that's fair. I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I don't know. I'm not going to stand here and defend it in the face of movie critics.
I look out upon it fondly because the rest of the night we could only drink Neuralinked, which means we have our hands like wrapped around each other and are feeding each other drinks. Yeah. And so that was good.
So I'm going to be honest.
Like a wedding.
It seems like you are not in a place to be reviewing this movie in any shape or form.
I disagree.
Yeah, I think it's unethical to then be like, that was not a good movie.
Praxis.
I was sick the next day.
If you can't act as a movie critic at the lowest point of your life, when can you?
What a zinger for our people.
I do feel like that anybody who is a movie critic as a career, like us, is just in a constant state at the lowest point of their lives. So that does make sense.
Yeah. Anyone who spends their time watching movies and then critiquing them
just to
is
talk
unhappy.
about them.
Yeah, it's just not... They never quite got off the ground.
Oh, man. Did you guys see that pensive gorilla on Twitter talking about how English teachers, trade in discussion? Oh, man. That was...
Ryan, you say that, but Greg, long before I met you, I thought you had one of the funniest Twitter accounts I've ever seen.
Oh, shit.
Boom.
Now we know how Kate got on the show.
Boom.
Yeah, no, legit. Boom. Greg's Twitter makes me laugh.
Kate, can we do speed round? Can we bust through the asses of
let's bust through the asses of the last couple. Okay. First of all, the one that I want to really launch into is Disney live action remakes. We got Mulan this year and Cruella next year. Dudes, I am stoked for Cruella. I love Emma Stone.
Emma Stone
aesthetic. The aesthetic of Cruella de Vil is fucking fabulous. And then the idea of her villainy being, I want to steal puppies for their fur. Everything about this is so fun. Fun.
Yeah, the bravery of trying to make that sympathetic. We've never been a more pro-dog society. And they're still going to be like, sure, she tried to kill 100 dogs, but you're going to like her.
You're going to like her. You're going to like her. Well, I loved Glenn Close's version of Cruella, and she wasn't framed as the protagonist. So frankly, my worry is that trying to create a three-dimensional Cruella is going to take the fun from it. Because the thing about Cruella that's fun is that she's kind of like a glamorous skinny asshole who doesn't give a fuck, and it's kind of really
She's a psychopath.
and that's the fun of it. And it's kind of like a Joker moment when you start peeling back the true mental illness probably behind all
she's
that.
a rich person's Joker.
She's a rich person's Joker because she's not, I don't know. I think you can do the dark
We
Knight.
live in a high society.
It's awesome. If Emma Stone the whole time is just like, let me tell you how I got these scars.
A dog bit me when I tried to skin it.
I got a weird relationship to my mother.
I love the whole pitch of no, everyone loves dogs. But what if this bitch wanted to kill dogs for their fur, right?
Yeah. Right.
And but when it comes to dogs, Dalmatians aren't the best.
I've
dog.
heard they're the worst dog. They're
no.
mean
Actually, no.
Yeah, right.
The problem with Dalmatians is that they're severely inbred. And so it creates a certain kind of mania. There's a lot of violence in Dalmatians. Yeah.
That's why I hate corgis. That's why I hate French bulldogs. It's the mania.
It's the mania.
So really, the humane thing to do is to put them down.
No, the humane thing to do is wear them as couture. Yes. Is to go to an atelier and skin the puppies.
I have heard about Dalmatians that they're the easiest to spot.
Oh, boy.
What's the next franchise?
Next franchise is Sonic the Hedgehog, which I would debate as a franchise. Plans for the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in 2022. Interesting. I feel like you have to wait for the second one to start including it within a universal kind of sense.
You're the one that included it, bro. You're the one that...
Yeah, it turns out you're wrong, Kate. You disagree with Kate on this one.
We're going to get Tails more than the end credit scene. We're going to get Knuckles. We're hearing that maybe Jason Momoa is Knuckles. I love it.
Is it John Ralphio's Sonic, right?
Yeah.
I love
as
Ben.
John Ralphio.
I love Ben. What's his name?
Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz. Oh my god.
What a good hire!
So good at improv.
If you're gonna hire someone to just be a voice, Jason Momoa, great choice, because I think people are really tired of having to look at him when they hear his voice, and they just want to get a chance. Just let me hear that voice. Let his performance,
gross face, gross body,
Mimoster come through.
I really do not want to have to engage with his aesthetic. I want to really just handle his true emotive ability as an actor.
I don't want to be like, while he is acting, I don't want to be crawling over literally every centimeter of his abs with my eyes, right? I don't want to be like just touching every part of his body with my gaze.
Did anybody see Sonic
the Hedgehog? I want to be just listening to those.
Huh?
What?
Did anybody see Sonic the Hedgehog?
No,
man. Of course not.
Let's go.
It was too fast.
Okay, next one then. Bad Boys. Yes, please. Bad Boys for life in 2020. I'm a huge Bad Boys fan. I think that I love every installation of this movie. I am stoked as hell for this.
Bad Boys for Life is eligible for 2020 Moody's.
2020 Oscars.
Yep.
No, I know. Oh, yeah.
And Moody's. More importantly, the movies.
No, I'm excited to see how this plays out. I'm interested. I really am. I think those two guys, hear it now. Incredible chemistry. Has Michael Bay directed any other than the first one? I know he isn't directing this one. Two twins who are like Cambodian.
Yeah, they directed the For Life, the third movie.
Yeah.
I'm mostly fascinated what the next one's going to be called because they already used For Life.
Bad Boys 3 Life.
Bad Boys Afterlife.
Bad Boys 2 Scamps Adventure.
At one
They're
point,
going to have to pretend they died.
A young bad boy tackled a column and helped take down the building. They need more things like that. The more Fast and Furious they push into, the better this franchise is. It's too often they're like, we should be realistic now. And then you're like, oh, you can't make movies. So they need to cartoon it up.
Absolutely. You're right. We need Loler Bunny to shrink her dang pants.
Yes. And that the role of Loler Bunny in the Bad Boys universe now is Vanessa Hudgens, and I could use more of her forever.
Yeah, you could. Fucking weirdo.
Okay, so let's take one last break, and we'll come back for kind of last thoughts.
Well, that is very, very funny, or very sad, and perhaps now you have something to think about, or very problematic, and perhaps we have something to think about. But in any event, I'm sure you have some reaction to what you're listening to. So why not check us out on the social media? You can go to Instagram or Twitter and find us at YourPopFilter. Email contacts@YourPopFilter. Hey, everybody, keep watching them movies.
Alrighty, let's take a look back.
I thought you were going to say, let's take a break. I thought you were going to come back from the break and then immediately go back into a break. All right, okay, we're back. Let's take a quick break.
It's coming up for air while doing laps. It's like, okay, going back. No, what we're going to do is just do a quick overview, see how we feel as a community about each of these franchises, because I think we had quite diverse opinions. So starting back, DC Extended Universe, how are we feeling?
Like bad place. I think.
Same as it always was.
For sure. Okay, Marvel.
Yay!
Yeah.
These are diverse opinions.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Star Wars movies, I am boo.
I think the next one's going to be a good one. But I don't think that's going to be for a while. So I'm kind of like, meh.
Fair. Monsterverse.
Yeah, somehow. We're
Yeah.
I think we're all pumped.
We
about
all
it.
love
That's what I
it. We always have and we always will.
Yeah, that's
Surprising
that's
everyone.
It's surprising all of us. That's a sleeper community favorite. I think we should remember that one. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog. It seems like we were all incredibly ill-informed.
Yeah. I'm a Mario kid. I like the Mario movie and I like the Mario games.
Disney live-action remakes.
I gotta say, I have Emma Stone hopes for
Yeah.
Cruella.
Oh my
I'm
god,
up.
I
I'm
love
up.
her. Hometown hero, from my perspective.
She's also a trash bag from Arizona.
She's a trash bag from Arizona. Amen. And of course, I think I already know how we feel about this. Can we hear it for the bad boys in the crowd?
Bad Boys has actually never had a good movie in the franchise at any point.
Firmly
So, boo.
disagree. How can you
Boo.
not? I believe I do agree. I'm
One,
conceding.
2, 3, 4. They're all bad.
Joey
You don't
Pants is
think
dead.
one
Where are
is
they going to
good?
go from here?
No, they're all fucking terrible.
Well, no, very sincerely, you don't think the first one is fun enough to talk
Kate,
about?
Kate, I fucking shit you not. When that came out, I was like 15 years old, a diehard Fresh Prince and Martin fan. There was no movie better based for me. Like, I was the demographic.
You're
And I
right,
was
you're
like,
right.
yeah, this is poor filmmaking.
You're
This
right.
is not good.
What's crazy about
I
right now?
caught it as like the resurgence when they were showing it in Bryant Park as like a fun throwback.
When it had become like one of those Rocky Horror Midnight, like,
Precisely.
popcorn at the
When the
screen
kitsch
movies.
of it became the dominant conversation around it.
Kate, what's insane is before you right now, Ryan is also the biggest Bad Boys fan I've ever heard, and this is still the nicest he's ever said about the movies. Is there's never been a good one in the franchise.
Wow. Yeah, I'm shocked. Okay, now I feel a little nervous about how really forward I was in my advances towards the Bad Boys. I have a
What you
penchant,
gonna
I
do?
have a predilection, and I have a vice.
There is one good Bad Boys movie, and it's The Last Boy Scout.
Oh, I agree with that shit.
Boom. Out. Podcast over.
Greg, long before I met you, I thought you had one of the funniest Twitter accounts I've ever seen. Yeah, no, legit, Greg's Twitter makes me laugh really, really routinely hard.